Today is Friday. Stayed after work here a little bit to clean up some sliders for the Shaw car. Right here is that older slider that we talked about in a previous video. Probably 4 or 5 years old, back before the pre-laser days. And I'm going to take you through on how to rebuild the slider. First thing we're going to do is just take this bottom cup off, get it out of our way. Definitely been used and abused. Moves nice though. Get the cup taken off. Right here, underneath all that dirt, there's a snap ring right there. We're gonna pop that. I'm in the slider build station here at Wehrs. Pop that. Oh, yummy. Lots of yummy going on in there. So actually, this is a really good slider to do it on. So this is an old style slider. Let's get it cleaned up and then we'll talk more about it here. Okay, we got the heim off the shaft, and this is the old style guts. It has a seal on the top, and this was a roller bearing. There's little ball bearings in here. Yeah. If you have a Wehrs slider this style, this part and this part is no longer available. Also, you'll see that it's got a black plastic bushing on the bottom, the piston. Wehrs has now upgraded their sliders. Probably, I'd have to ask Chad to be sure, but probably 3 years ago, I'd have to say. So now they run it's a one-piece billet aluminum sleeve, and this has the bushing on the inside and all your seals already built into it. And this is a direct replacement of that. So you do not have to get a new body to update or upgrade your slider. Just take that. I don't know if you can see, but you can kind of see there's ball bearings in there. I doubt the camera can pick it up, but just trust me on that one. So this, garbage. This will update that, make it much better. This plastic bushing, garbage. Wehrs has updated it to a bronze bushing. Mo better. After looking at this shaft, the camera can pick it up, but there is some nasty scarring going on here. I would assume that's where the ball bearings in that black bushing was augering at the shaft. So this shaft, garbage. So the only thing on that whole side of the slider that we're able to save is the heim, the nut to attach the top cup, and a snap ring. I guess that's more than 50%, so we'll take that. So we'll grab our new shaft. There's our new shaft, all nice and shiny, straight. First thing we're gonna do is throw on our travel indicator. Actually, we'll do snap ring first. Travel indicator. And then put it in our vise. Speaking of vise, if you run Wehrs sliders, you need to get yourself one of these right here. WM25114. This is a must when we're doing sliders. Makes life so nice. So this end here, you stick the slider body right in it. You know, nice and straight now. You can drop the shaft in there. You don't have a body flopping over. You're not trying to hold it and then mess with the shaft. This side here is for you to put the shaft in and then clamp down. So you don't have to put a vice grip on it or mess up the shaft itself trying to tighten up that nut on the piston. So WM251-14. Now we got that in. Oh, leads me to my next tool. Looks like a little bullet. I believe it is a WM251 251-IT for install. So what we use it is inside this bushing, there's a group of seals inside there. And the threads on this shaft that you have to slide this on, this is a very nice hacksaw blade. It will wreck the seals before you even get a chance to wreck them on a race car. So this tool covers those threads up, so now we won't damage our bushing. So now if you do have an old style slider, or any sliders are going to replace the guts, WM2519 is a complete rebuild kit. Comes with the bushing, new travel indicator, comes with the snap ring, the nut for the piston, the piston. So that right there is a complete rebuild kit. Grease, kind of looks like guacamole. It's a any type of like full synthetic wheel brain grease will work. You know, nothing too heavy, nothing like a red and tacky, or nothing that has a lot of viscosity. This is some pretty lightweight grease. And so what I'm doing is just greasing, looking at those seals, just making sure the grooves are all packed full of grease, nice and lubricated. All right, slide this on, just like that. Take our install tool off, dab grease, happy threads. Gonna have our piston here. Okay, new nut. Do not over tighten the nut. So like right now, it's tight. So the piston will not spin. You want to back that nut off until the piston will freely spin like that, but not have any play back and forth. So we have no play that way, but it spins nice. Do not tighten that all the way up. Now that we have that, these little grooves here, we are going to greasy. We're gonna put grease in those grooves. Doesn't have to be pretty, no one's gonna see it. Just grease it up. All right, all those grooves are packed. Then I take a little grease, and there's O-rings here on the outside. Just give them a little bit of a hit so you don't tear the seals as you install the bushing. Okay, so that is on. Oh, I had a piston right there already. Now, we need to get this nasty body cleaned up. First, I'm going to try to get this Heim out of here to make it a little easier on the clean. Is out. Well, let's get this body cleaned up. And it is crazy the amount of dirt and junk that get in here. Sometimes when I go on the road to different racetracks with Wehrs offers free maintenance or free servicing on their sliders and pull bars. So if you see us at the racetrack, bring us your dirty sliders or your dirty pull bar, get it cleaned up. Anywho, we'll pop some of these apart, and it is so nasty, just packed full of dirt and rust, like just full of rust. So this is the wrong one, but we'll actually have to take like a turd ball hone and hone out the body to try to get all that nasty rust out and save the customer some money and salvage the body. So let's get this thing cleaned up. So when cleaning the body, it's nice to have a brush. I believe it's like a 1-inch diameter. Get yourself a piece of paper towel. Wrap it all up. Send her down. Keep doing that until the body is clean. Now we're looking good. All right, hang that back up. So put it in our fixture there. A little dollop of daisy. That's sour cream. I don't know if someone didn't get that reference. I usually do four dollops. Take our little tool, whooshy, spread it around. Don't use this tool then to wipe all the grease you put in out, so spread it around. Now we can loosen up our shaft. So if you are doing this with, I took the heim out the bottom. If you don't take the heim out the bottom, when you go to put your shaft in, you're gonna want your bushing pretty much right at the top. If you started at the bottom, especially if you went a little heavy with the grease, you will stick this in there, and then after you put it back together and cycle it, the shaft will try to bounce back at you, and that's because you trapped a bunch of air in there. So make sure you have the bushing at the top if you have the heim still in the bottom. But in our case, there's no heim, so the air can get out. So we'll stick this in, push that down all the way, clean up our mess. Snap ring. Just like that. Again, just a little dollop on some threads. Threads like grease. Just put a little more at the top. A lot of corrosion going on in there. Oh, so touching more on the where you're servicing your stuff. The only thing they charge you for is parts. So, if, like this slider, it needed a shaft, needed a bushing, it needed all new internals. So you would just get charged for the parts itself. But the labor, no, you won't. Our thread's clean, a lot better. A little grease, happy threads. Oh yeah, much better. Cut all the dirt and corrosion out of there. Bam. Oh, that's perfect. Nice and smooth, no hitches, no catches. That is a good to go slider. Let's throw the top back on it. One of the few parts we were actually able to salvage. One thing you want to check with your heims is make sure this ball here, there's no play up and down or side, not a lot of play up and down, side to side. There will be kind of a little bit there, but you want nothing that's excessive. Now, screwing the bottom. This one's kind of corroded. A little grease. Make it a little happier in life. So watch this. So this is a through hole down here. This is all the way down. We'll screw this heim in. Wait till you get to that point, I'll show you. Okay, watch this. I'm turning the heim. Shaft is going up. So if you're on your car and you're trying to make your slider shorter, because say it's bottoming out, you screwing this heim in, thinking that you're making your slider shorter, you actually didn't. You didn't change anything. It just stayed the same length. So if you need this heim shorter, you gotta cut off some of the end to screw it in, or this won't go all the way down. So how I set it, back this out, get the slider all the way down, and then as soon as I see the shaft move right there, I lock down this nut. This thing's kind of corroded, so I'll have to use the vise to hold on to this, the heim, and then tighten up that nut. But that is a complete done slider. Now let's move on to the cup. This is a old style cup. The new ones are now an OD grab. Nothing wrong with this style, it'll work. Just that one's better. So we'll pop this apart. There is a snap ring right there. Fair warning, that snap ring, if it clicks on your finger, it hurts a lot. Not like I've done it. It hurts, don't do it. So we are very carefully, cautiously, and kind of scaredly gonna pop that off. I didn't hurt myself. All right. Pull this off. And then right here, this is a bearing. So you got your two washers, and then there's the roller bearing. This one hasn't seen grease in a while. So let's get this all cleaned up. All right, first step. Got these washers cleaned up. See how shiny that side is? See how yucky that side is? That's just from hitting rocks and messing it up. Don't put that bad side against your nice clean bearing. So we'll put that one down. We'll have the nice shiny side up. A little greasy, greasy. Both sides. It's weird being here by yourself. So quiet. Usually this place is roaring, full steam ahead. Getting orders out same day. So this place is usually going and going, and got a bunch of assemblers in here putting stuff together. Shippers out there picking orders and getting them in boxes. Alright, we'll put that on there. Clean side, dirty side, clean side down, dirty side up. Just like that. Oh, that's nice. Play with the scary snap ring again that likes to pinch your fingers if you're not careful, or go shoot across the room. And we're on. That is nice. So, also an upgrade is to the Wehrs slider. It's locking arm. Now, Wehrs does a double jam nut. If you have a locking arm one currently, you can definitely use the jam nut. Just pull the bolt out, get that locking arm out of the way, then you can screw this up and just tighten it up. This particular customer, his other slider has a locking arm. That's fine, so we're gonna put a locking arm back on it. We'll do a little bit of Loctite on there just to make sure that it stays tight. Just like that. Put her in. Yeah. Nice and tight. Arm moves good. Yep. And screw it back on. And there we go. We got a freshly rebuilt slider that is just as good as a brand new one for a quarter of the cost. Now it's time to let the Simmons boys go wreck another one. Well, you just watched me do a slider. I'm gonna clean up, head home, and we'll see you guys in the garage.